Hello there. So, first of all, I just want to say that I got a new filming setup. So, if there are any tech problems throughout this video, I do apologise. But for the price of this camera, I am really hoping the quality is gonna be good, because I could have sent my kids and my grandkids to college probably twice for the cost of this camera. The other day, I had a really fun, original, super, like, no one's ever done it before idea that I was just like, wow, so original. And then I was on TikTok the other evening. Yes, I was on TikTok, don't judge me. I've seen loads of people on there doing it, so it wasn't that original after all. It's a Polaroid camera that is gonna be a future canvas. Yes, you are. So today, this is what I'm going to be doing. Next week, it's a toilet plunger. And I thought I would use paint pens on this camera because I'm actually obsessed with Posca markers now, because I've pretty much just used them all week. And I can't tell you why. And my friend Zach, ZHC, if you go and check out his channel, go and subscribe to him. He's got a couple really exciting videos coming that I was in painting with these things. So check it out, it's fun. Let's get started. I don't know what to paint. Honestly, TikTok just has people mostly painting flowers, which is beautiful. But like for a 10-minute video, painting flowers probably just is not gonna work. That is such a nice photo of me. You can see my very chiseled, non-existent jawline. Oh, this bag smells nice. Right, so do then. I have an idea. So basically, I painted and drawn Starry Night a couple of times recently. I think I might turn this camera into a Van Gogh style painting. Okay, I'm gonna put a quick disclaimer in here because just this second, as I'm editing and about to export my video, I've gone on TikTok and seen that someone actually did Starry Night in the same place that I did. And I did not see this, nor was I in any means actually copying this or even inspired by this at all. But I just wanted to mention that and put their video in here anyway because they did a beautiful job and I didn't want to seem like I was copying someone when I wasn't, but just disclaimer. That's it. I'm ready. Let's get started and let's go. Okay, so here are all of my Posca markers. Here is my Polaroid camera. I think what I'm going to do is start off by taking the back off and then painting that separately. Just drop that. So I have my Posca in one hand and Polaroid in the other, and look, it's out of bloody focus. The shame of it. I'm new to this camera, so do forgive my noobness at the camera, but it's okay. It did go into focus again, as you can see. Then it did go kind of out of focus and then in focus again, but I'm trying to like cut those parts out so you can't see it as much. But honestly, it's okay. Does the sound of the pen though annoy you? Or is it satisfying? Personally, to me, it completely grates on me. So if it annoys you as well, here's another clip of that. You're welcome. The key to a perfect Starry Night is 5 million squiggles. I pretty much just coloured in the entire back with small squiggles in the darkest blue Posca that I had. You don't really need a perfect solid blue background, just a loose one, because honestly, you're going to be filling in the holes with a lighter blue anyway. And, you know, it's just the way that Van Gogh did it. Van Gogh? Van Gogh? Van Gogh? No matter how I say this, someone corrects me. So you know what? I'm just going to keep saying Van Gogh because that's how I grew up saying it, even if it's wrong. So he used oils, and this is just my technique and the best way that I've personally found to do it. Hi, here's a totally pointless stop motion animation piece of footage for you to enjoy, while I also tell you that this video is sponsored by Skillshare. I'm going to put the logo in here somewhere. If you're a human, then you want to explore and find new skills. If you said no, that means you're an alien, in which case please don't take over our planet. I do have a list of people I don't like though that you can take with you gladly. If you are human though, Skillshare has thousands of classes in fine art, illustration, graphic design, photography, video, freelance, and so much more. I'm completely self-taught. I've never had an art class before, so sometimes I need to figure out how to do something. I look on Skillshare and there's an entire class on it. In fact, one of the best classes I've taken recently was this one about colour. It was very, very interesting and I highly recommend it. So if you'd like 2020 to be the year that you explore and find new skills, check out the link in the description. You can get 2 months off free premium membership to join Skillshare. Basically, Skillshare is the #1 place that I recommend for everyone to learn anything and pretty much everything that they want to learn. How do I learn to cook? Skillshare. Where do I learn to paint? Skillshare. How do I learn to change the toilet paper on the toilet roll holder? Okay, maybe not that one. Why does it look turquoise when it's blue in person? I don't understand. It is blue. Actually, I'm going to colour correct this to show you what it actually looks like to me. Wait, this, I mean, close enough. Now, the thing about Poscas is that they don't blend because they are paint pens, not alcohol markers. Unless you're like me and you're incredibly impatient, you don't have to wait for the paint to dry. If you're actually fast, you can somewhat blend the pens by putting them over each other when it's wet. It kind of works. I mean, do you ruin the nib doing this? Yes, you 100% do, but it's worth it. You can actually fix it by putting it on paper. Dry, please dry. I'm flapping my hand around in the air and it definitely doesn't do anything, but I do it anyway. I know that it does absolutely bugger all, but I still continue to do it. It still wasn't drying from my hand flapping, so I decided to survey the rest of my hard bumpy plastic blue canvas, and I spent a while trying to decide what I actually wanted to do with it before actually just it hit me. I had the idea of painting other classic paintings on it because, you know, that seemed logical and fun. Back to Starry Night, more squiggles, more little lines for details. The Posca set I got from Amazon. Amazon, yes, Amazon. Everyone makes fun of me for the way I say things, but like, I say Amazon. Other British people I know on YouTube say Amazon too. I don't say Amazon. Amazon. It doesn't sound right. Amazon. Like the Amazon rainforest. Amazon. That's just how I say it. I just don't. I'm not changing for anyone. That's how I say it. It's Amazon always and forever. It will be Amazon. Anyway, I got the set from Amazon. It had 3 blues, 1 light, 1 dark, and 1 turquoise. So I needed just pretty much a combination of all 3, and that's what I did. You do need a lot of patience and a lot of energy drinks. I take it back. Don't use energy drinks, are bad for you. I don't recommend them, but still, this stuff takes a long time. I mean, this area was probably like, what, 4x3, if that. And it took me a very, very long time. I actually did something really huge with Starry Night the other day. It must have been like, I don't know, 3 feet by 3 feet. Like, it was a big area, and I can't tell you what it is yet, but it was really, really cool. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see it then. This is Starry Night finished, as you can see. And now it is time to move on to the side battery containment compartment case cover. For this one, I decided that I would paint the scream. Is it the wait, hang on. It is actually the scream, right? The scream, right? Give me a second. I'm going to check. Is it actually the scream? Yeah, just the scream. The scream. It is by Edvard Munch. And I just thought that it would be a fun thing to do. And I liked the colours of it. And it just seemed simple enough to do with Posca markers because I can't really do too much detail. And yeah, that's what I started with. So I really regretted the fact I didn't have a wider selection of pen nib thicknesses because this took me a really long time on the bigger areas, and this one didn't even take that long because it was like painting on half an egg. It was a small area, and it's a pretty simple painting if you don't bother putting too much detail into it, but my only issue was really that my Poscas kept drying up, and as a result it looked like this. Beautiful. Wow. Much loveliness. Not at all scratched off and like a 3-year-old did it. I then tried to get some lovely close artsy shots, but honestly my hand just kept going in the way and it went out of focus a lot, so forget I did that. This one was pretty self-explanatory, you know, I drew it, I drew some more, put some different colours down, I layered it some more, tried to get rid of the scratched off parts, shook the Poscas for the 5 millionth time, because they kept drying up. I then gave him 2 nostrils and it looked like he had a small face and a giant forehead. I personally found it hilarious, I don't know about you. I then tried my last-ditch attempt to not make this guy look like Voldemort, and I failed. It was a bit small to actually make it super detailed, especially when the nibs of the Poscas were so big. Like, they were big for certain details, but too small for the bigger ones, so it was a bit difficult. So the little Scream Voldemort-looking man that I did wasn't perfect, but it'll have to do. Hopefully no one's going to see it too up close, except all of you. Then it was time to ruin, paint the front. For this I decided on the last painting. I always think of famous paintings, I always think of The Scream, Starry Night, and I think of The Persistence of Memory, and that's the one with the melting clocks if you didn't know. I got super brave and just drew it out with a black marker and hoped for the best, honestly. I could have used a pencil, but at this point I was just like, you know, I've drawn a little Voldemort on the side of the battery pack. I think at this point I just need to just go for it. I kind of regretted the choice of having a kind of poo coloured brown on the front of the camera, but it looked okay when it was done, but at the time I was a bit like, oh, this looks like poo on the front. It's just the wrong kind of brown, but it's all I had, so I went with it. I think clocks on the camera worked quite well because cameras capture a moment in time, you know? Thought it was clever, get it? No? Okay. So I don't have a huge amount to say about this particular piece. I actually really enjoyed it, and it didn't take me as long as I thought it would. I think it was maybe 45 minutes at the most that it took me, maybe an hour, but probably about more like closer to 45 minutes. I was really concerned about that brown though. I was so worried that it would not, because it was so brown. There was so much brown on there, and I was like, oh, that doesn't look good. But I added a little bit more black to it. I added the blue of the clocks, and I added like the little cliff thing in the background, and I think it worked quite well in the end. Something that was more challenging, I guess, was trying to figure out what to put where, because obviously I was putting a horizontal painting onto patchy parts of a camera, so it was trying to like put that in the right place, but also figure out how to get the perspective right, because obviously I'm on a curved surface, not a flat one, and I was making like crooked clocks on a curved surface, so that was the most challenging part, but overall it was actually not too bad, and I really enjoyed it. I was initially a little bit like, oh, I should have put Starry Night on the front, because Starry Night's my favourite, and that probably would have looked more effective, but I actually really am happy with the placement of all of these pieces at the end. Still not overly happy with like little Voldemort, but it was okay. He will have to do as he is. I haven't sprayed this yet, but what I'm going to do is try and like tape everything up and then spray it with a matte finishing spray that I have by Winsor & Newton. Hopefully this will help protect it a little bit, but I'm not going to be heavily using this camera like every day or anything, so I'm not too concerned. It's more for decorative purposes, I guess. But yeah, this is how it looks in the end. What do you think of how it all turned out? I hope that you all really enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you did. Let me know also which your favourite pieces on this camera. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video.